NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by Sprint. NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. It'll change the way you experience the race.
291 laps complete. Kyle Busch trying to put a lap on Elliott Sadler in front of an nearly packed house here at Bristol Motor Speedway. In fact, Sadler figures in our Ford Drive One moment for today, because in the spring of 2001, Elliott Sadler earned his first career Cup victory right here at Bristol. He was driving for the storied Wood brothers and drove his number 21 to victory lane in front of another famous number, the 43, owned by Richard Petty. By starting 38th and going to victory lane, he has won from the furthest starting position at Bristol. Want to win a Ford Fusion? Log on to WeRaceYouWin.com and see how.
His crew chief that day was Pat Tryson, who crew chiefs with Kurt Busch. It was their first career wins as a driver and a crew chief that day.
And the first in a long time for the Wood brothers as well. Now, we had a great battle going on between Juan Pablo Montoya in the 42 and Jeff Gordon in the 24. But Matt Gordon has dropped back a bit. What's up?
In the comers and goers, he's going. The last stop, he said the car was snappy loose. But his most recent report, when he was running fifth back on lap 280, the Steve Letarwood says the car started off very loose and now it's very tight. Now he just said about a lap ago that it's extremely plowing. He's just holding on until their next stop so they can try to make a track bar adjustment and fix it.
Kind of makes you think maybe the right.
I have a problem. Get ready.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the right front tire's going down. If the car changes that quickly, it makes me believe there's something going on with the right front tire.
But now he's up in the high lane. He's going to have to first get to the bottom to be able to get to pit road.
Seems like it's gone.
He's either worn it out or it's going flat.
And we've now been 100 laps into this run. Remember, Jeff Gordon is our points leader.
Longest green run of the day. Now remember, under caution, everyone enters the pits off turn 2.
Don't come the whole pit road.
There you go,
as
Mike.
I was about to say.
It's a different format under green.
You can pit on the side where your pit stall is. You don't have to go all the way around if you pit under green.
And they remember that car at Daytona had a little bit of a camber issue, was wearing out the inside of the tire. That camber makes the car turn really good, but it's hard on the tire.
So for now, Jeff Gordon continues in 8th place.
Yeah, we're about 30 to 35 laps away from what would be a scheduled green flag stop, and it's not unusual to have a green flag stop at Bristol.
Nope, not anymore. That's a good heads-up call on Steve Letard's part, though, to remind him that if it's under green, come off of turn 4.
Jeff Gordon is one of those drivers that's made that mistake before.
And somebody asked me how that could happen, and I told him, I said, you just get you a big old rock and tie it on the end of a rope and go out in the yard and spin around for about 5 minutes. And then when they tell you to come to the house, you stop and you say, where is it?
Yeah. Ask.com asks you to ask, what car manufacturers won the most races here? Get the answer now at Ask.com, the official search engine of NASCAR. Eric Almirola in the 8th I believe he brushed the wall in 1 and 2.
I think you're right.
A lap ago. And now Greg Biffle does have a big problem, Dick.
Yeah, he's lost a cylinder in the engine, Mike.
And this is normally a place the engine guys are just not very nervous. Darrell pointed it out early. Yeah, you turn a lot of RPM, but he just goes up there and just spikes for a second.
Look at the 42 looking in to get past Biffle. Juan Pablo Montoya had an interesting line in practice. He was running the track a little differently from everybody else. Perhaps that's his road racing and Formula One background. But he's been very competitive here today. And in 12 short track races, though, he only has one top 10 finish. That came at Martinsville in the fall of 2007. But Montoya has really been up on the wheel of that Target car today.
Good job.
Got a good car.
Tell you what, our little pole sitter, Mark Martin, in that 5 car, he kind of fell out of the picture for a little bit after leading the first couple of 3 laps, but he has worked his way now solidly back into the top 10. In fact, he just goes by his teammate Jeff Gordon, and that's for 8th. Matt.
And Larry Mack, the 5 car, Mark Martin, riding along, he says at this juncture, his biggest issue is the car was good for a very long time, but now it's slowly starting to go pushy in the center of the corner. He wants a small air pressure adjustment when they make their next stop. He doesn't want to take a real big swing at it, and maybe knock themselves the wrong way as far as the handling department goes. They're very close. Right now, he's just riding.
And just FYI, what happens to a driver is he'll fight that wheel early in a race. He'll deal with some issues in the car early in the race. But as fatigue sets in, start to get tired, your arms get a little weary, the car has to, all of a sudden you start complaining the car's not handling. A lot of times it's you're the one that's not doing your job because you're just kind of getting tired.
But didn't you run cross country back in high school, a little track?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you always come out of the blocks blazing, and it took you a while before you eased back a bit and realized, hey, this is a long race?
Yep.
You run cross country?
I did.
I'm impressed.
They told me a hubcap and holler police, and I was out of here.
Car in the wall, turn one, David Gilliland. He's going to straighten it out, though.
And he'll get to the bottom, and we stay green, so he'll make it to pit road, it looks like.
Oh, that was a close one.
He was running 3 laps down with his 71 car, and I think our 88 car just went a lap down to leader Kyle Busch.
Yes, he did. Look at Denny Hamlin catching his teammate and race leader Kyle Busch.
NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is sponsored by McDonald's. By FedEx Racing, we understand every day is race day. By Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic, our ultimate clean, your ultimate feeling. And by Lowe's, for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, let's build something together.
Brian Vickers cuts down a tire, puts us under caution. Pit road is open, and here they come with a new leader, Denny Hamlin. Dick.
David Stremme is in the pit. He started 29th. He's moved up to 15th. Roy McCauley told him he's doing a good job, but so did the captain, Steve.
Brian Newman getting loose. They've just dropped the track bar. 4 tires. Krista.
A little bit loose for the 48 also. They are making a track bar adjustment, and for Kyle Busch, just a puff of air out of the tires. Matt.
Drivers talk about how the track is starting to change. They're going to creep down the track bar a quarter round again on the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Chris?
Time for an AT&T race break, and from your phone, text the car number for the pit crew you think will be the fastest and most valuable in the race, 2258, the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award, delivered by AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. Moments ago, we had a lead change. Now, for a while, Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson have been running 1-2, and those two have combined to win 15 of the last 33 Cup races. But here, as you watch Gibbs' teammates, Jeff Hammond, go at it, that's Kyle in the 18, Denny in the 11.
Threading the needle right here, bounces off the 17 of Matt Kenseth. Right here, Denny Hamlin's side, he wants to lead, and he drives it on the outside around his teammate. A little bit of a roadblock, maybe about a rookie right there, Joe Logano, but eventually Denny Hamlin does take the lead away from Kyle Busch.
So we have now 9 lead changes, 7 different leaders, and Kyle Busch has dominated early on in the first 100 laps. It was Jimmy Johnson who has yet to win a race here, even though he has been a short track wizard. So we again are under a caution flag. From the Hollywood Hotel, Jeff Hammond, Chris Myers. Hope you're enjoying NASCAR on Fox from Bristol. We haven't quite seen the temper. We had Juan Pablo Montoya having a little bit of fun. Some people have had scrapes with the walls, but so far the temper is under control. Patience for the most part.
All right, how far are we into this race right now, Chris? We got about 180 laps to go. Guess what? The water is getting ready to be turned up. I mean, the stove is going to get warmer. It's going to start to boil over. We're probably going to see some stuff start happening now.
Now let's do a quick recap because things got started in a hurry. John Andretti, hang on. You know that banking, and banking's an adventure no matter where you are these days. Kurt Busch, last week's winner. Kevin Harvick and a Todd Bodine wreck get into it. Then Kyle Busch, you're taking the lead. This was on lap 69. Jimmy Johnson had led the first 41 laps of the race. And here's Juan Pablo Montoya. This is maybe as close to the overheating as we've seen. Tap 1 to tap twice. He got a warning from NASCAR, but
goes down to give Jamie McMurray a little love tap right there and says, don't do that again, Nelson. I'm telling you, round he goes.
Not get the punishment. So let's talk about Jimmy Johnson, who has yet to win here, but certainly has been a short track king.
Yeah, he's been a short track king, but right now he's probably the best car we've seen him, at Bristol in quite a while. He has an opportunity right now. He's leading Denny Hamlin, but for Jimmy Johnson, he's going to have his hands full, I think, with the 2 Toyotas, the 11 and 18 of Kyle Busch, because they have definitely been the cream of the crop as far as that's concerned.
And Denny Hamlin, 34 races since his last win. It was Martinsville last year. From your AT&T phone, text the car number 2258. The fastest pit crew of the year award delivered by AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network.